Good morning, everyone. So, our today's topic in performance and reward management is compensation management. So, this is the topic of fourth unit, and for this topic, we need to first understand what is the compensation is all about. See, according to the viewpoint of economist, labor only sell its services to entrepreneur for the productive purpose, does not sell themselves, and as such any payment made to this factor of production, which is known as labor, is only in the nature of compensation for its services. And moreover, the services provided by labor are invaluable, in the sense that without such services the productive machinery is like a body without soul. Therefore, labor could not be paid exactly for its services. Any payment to it is only a mere a compensation for the value provided by the labor. And the payment or the compensation to labor for its services is popularly known as personal remuneration. So compensation and remuneration is one or the another thing. This payment is generally called either wages or salaries, uh, though in reality the concept of wages and salaries are not much different. So as uh, their determination and significance are concerned, I mean, the determination and significance of salaries and wages are concerned, yet it would be an interesting exercise to differentiate among two. However, wages are usually associated with the payment made to workmen who are actually engaged in physical production of goods and services, and the payment of wages being made on both time and rate, time rate and piece rate basis system. Whereas salaries, on other hand, represents the payment made to office employees, managerial personnel, and the technical employees like engineers, accountants, etc. And salary is usually being paid only time basis, not the piece basis, because these are the staff who are not actually involved in making certain product or services on their own. So the payment is on the basis of time rate system. So the term compensation is used to indicate employees' gross earning in form of financial reward and the benefits. And if as a layman we need to define what is compensation, so as you see on the slide, compensation can be defined as a system of reward that can motivate the employees to perform, or a tool that used to foster value and culture, or an instrument that enables an organization to achieve its objective. See, the management should ensure that compensation structure is designed after taking into account certain factors such as qualification, experience, skills, and the prevailing rate in the market. Compensation means the reward that is received by the employee for the work he is performed in the organization. So it is an important function of human resource management. Employees may receive financial and non-financial both kind of compensation for the work they have performed in the organization, in which the financial compensation includes the salary, bonus, whatever they are receiving in terms of money, incentives. Whereas non-financial compensation includes award, reward, praise, recognition, motivation, which is paid in terms of non-financial way, so that the employees' productivity can go higher. And if we talk about compensation system, So compensation system overall is a tool used by management for safeguard in exercising the company. And in compensation system, all kind of compensation can be summarized. Uh, Now, if we talk about the component of compensation, there are two basic components of compensation. First is known as direct compensation and second is known as indirect compensation. So what are these compensation, direct or indirect compensation? So direct compensation is generally financial compensation is known as direct compensation. It includes basic pay, dearness allowance, cash allowance, incentive, bonus, commission, profit sharing, stock option. These are the direct compensation. And indirect compensation are those compensation which are generally in terms of non-financial compensation like legal requirement or the provident fund, gratuity, pension, insurance, medical leave, accidents, benefit, medical maternity leave, optional sick leaves, casual leaves, traveling allowance, telephone bills, canteen allowance, club memberships, etc. So these are generally non-financial compensation. Now we move on to the objectives of compensation. Why an organization need to have a compensation system? See, there are certain objectives of compensation in an organization. First could be the compensation should be paid to each employees on the basis of their abilities and training. Second objective is compensation should be in form of package. Next is it should be enough to motivate employees towards increasing their productivity. Compensation should be capable of taking care of employees for safety and security needs also. Compensation should be flexible and clear to everyone in the organization. It should not be so much excessive so that employees get lethargic over work. And lastly, compensation should be decided by the management as per norms fixed by the legislation in consultation with the union and all other laws prevailing in the uh, that particular area or that particular state. So these are the objectives. Now we move on to the significance of employees compensation or personal remuneration. So if we talk about the employees compensations importance, so the issue of personal remuneration or employees compensation, whether in form of wage or salary, it is highly significant from the point of view of industrial relation, social peace, or economic implication. In fact, it is the center from which the circle of industrial relation is drawn, and it is being the crux of all industrial conflicts. So it is, I mean, the employees compensation is very much important aspect of any industrial relation in an organization. So if we talk about the importance, wages and salary constitute the primary source of income for employees, as we all know. So their adequacy or otherwise, it would very much determine their standard of living. Next is adequate remuneration is the source of motivation for the employees. It makes them committed and loyal to the organization and pay ways for excellent industrial relation. Uh, Through making adequate and timely payment of employee remuneration, an employer can attract and retain good employees, talented people towards their organization, and this will further help in ensuring the stability of labor force bringing several valuable advantage to its way for the organization. And lastly, in the labor intensive industry, wages constitute an substantial part of cost of production. As such, wage payments affect the cost and price structure of the industrial enterprise. Price of goods and services in turn have social implications, as these directly affect the purchasing power of money held by the society. So that is why it is one of the important aspect when it comes to an industrial setting, because it constitute the labor compensation is constitute the major portion of cost of production. So it should be given needed concern. So this is all about the uh, compensation system. So compensation system, in this lecture we have discussed the concept of compensation, objective of compensation, and significance of compensation. The component of compensation we have discussed in uh, different lecture, which for which you can find out the link which I have provided to you. So that is it for the day. Thank you so much.